what was it about Foucault that kind of led you to Islam? And
Yeah. No, I mean the hadith of Abu Hurairah reminds me of Foucault, like sadaqa wa huwa kadhub, right? It like says about the shaitan is like he spoke the truth even if he's a liar. The most, I think, important book of Foucault is The Order of Things, and that's the one that I read in undergrad that really sort of shifted my thinking and got me into the idea of genealogical work, what he calls and what the postmodernists call genealogy. Genealogy is just basically trying to trace back, how do we get here, right? We have certain sensibilities, we have certain thoughts about things. They didn't come from nowhere. They're not self-evidently true. So where do they come from, right? For example, the idea of the nuclear family, right? The idea that of a two-income household, the idea of all these sorts of things, these sensibilities that we have, you know. So, for example, we were talking before about how someone kind of challenged me because I'm very critical about feminism and things like that, and they're like, "Well, I love my career. Like, I'm not miserable. I'm not like the slave of some jerk boss who's hitting on me. Like, I actually love my career. I chose it, and I'm very fulfilled." And my point was like Foucault would say, how much did you really choose it?
I love my career, but I can't wait till the weekend.
Yeah, no, right, exactly. Well, that's a different critique. But no, Foucault would push you to think, well, what is choice really? Because you grew up in a society that was not neutral to this decision. It had values, and it values one thing over the other, and it's going to deploy certain power in order to get you to choose one over the other, whether it's cultural sort of influence, shame, exactly, valuation. People telling you since you're a little kid, it's like, oh, you're going to do great things. What do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, yeah. It's like, I want to be a good person that gets an agenda. Nobody says that. They say, I want to. It's your employment, right? So we're valued by our employment. Like, these are very particular things.
How faithfully you serve maybe the production.
Yeah, of course. How much we trash old people. Old people are useless within our capitalist system because they don't produce.
Somebody looks after old people as a job, gets paid, or
Yes,
profit for some shareholder somewhere. Then they're fulfilling their potential.
Right. They have
If
to
they're
monetize
looking after their own parents.
Oh
no, they're just well, how sad.
Exactly. It has to be read in the economy as a wageable, sort of taxable, and there's taxable, income earning sort of scheme, right? It's this commodification of labor, the commodification of the self, putting numbers to it, evaluating it, very materialistic, right? So Foucault gets us to think about, well, what led you to make that choice, and how much can we say that choice was really yours? And obviously that can be taken to a ridiculous extreme. Yeah, it was your choice morally, but let's not pretend that there weren't influences that shaped which one seemed exactly. Yeah. He's a little bit. No, people who took him to an extreme, and he didn't say that. That's not actually what Foucault said, but some people interpreted him or misinterpreted him as Qadri, is just like ijbar. It's like you have, and that's actually where we get identity politics from. Like the idea that you are determined to only be able to say certain things if you're a white straight man, white, the cis het. Patriarchy, right? Supposedly. What's the critique there? The idea is that your identity and positionality determines, hard stop, what you can say, what you can think. You can't represent justly somebody with darker skin than you, somebody who's not straight, etc., whatever, which is false. Quote unquote straight, yeah, right. Let's say right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Who knows? But so that's kind of taking Foucault to an extreme that I don't think that he actually espoused. But Foucault was trying to get us to seriously think about what constitutes us, right? To go in a self-introspective sort of journey of, what are the factors in society and elsewhere that shaped me to have my sensibility in the first place, that I would like a career as opposed to staying at home,